Hey, what it do, guys? This X Factor 27 coming back to you guys again today. Today we're gonna be reacting to another video about Wrestlelamia. Shout out to him as always. One of my favorite YouTube pages when it comes to wrestling news and wrestling content in general. But I know a lot of this video is going to be talking about some of the releases that happened yesterday and now today. A lot of talented wrestlers got released and stuff. So I know he's going to talk about SmackDown a little bit and a whole lot of more stuff. So you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy this video with me.
What's going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of the Blue Brand, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including mass superstar releases made by WWE, the reason behind those releases, is Alexa Bliss joining the Wyatt Six, the real reason that Nikki Bella returned to WWE, Penta talks dream matches, AEW fires a wrestler after an arrest, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now, as always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we look at the good first. As number 1, Drew McIntyre. LA Knight was at the top of his trash-talking game last night, calling out Drew McIntyre for his constant whining and referring to him as Drew McIntyre. While Knight lost his Elimination Chamber qualifier last night, he showed that he doesn't need repeated wins to stay on top. A bonus points to LA Knight for giving the fans a mental health message before he called out Drew McIntyre for saying he had to get his spot in.
Yeah, and I think that was kind of off script. That one part of the promo or whatever. But shout out to him for that, because us as men, we have it's a lot of mental health stuff going on, especially nowadays. We as men need to take care of our mental health as well. That's one of the main things of being a man, and it was so much going on in the world today and all this stuff like that. This is a very good message he told and reminded all of us about that for real. So if you having mental health issues, get the right resources and get some help, because it's nothing to play with for real. So shout out to LA Knight for that.
Reference to the backstage rumors that he got in the way of Drew's elimination at last week's Rumble, which reportedly led to Drew McIntyre walking out of the building very early and being furious. Number 2, R-Truth does it again. R-Truth remains WWE's king of comedy, as seen by comforting a beat-up Akira Tozawa, only to drop Tozawa like a sack of potatoes when he saw King of the Ring Jey Uso. Now, it's unknown if Truth writes his own material or is just that damn good at delivery, but either way, he should have a contract for life. Number 3, Charlotte vs Tiffany could actually be good. A Charlotte Flair vs Tiffany Stratton's exchange last night suggests both superstars could have a fantastic program heading into WrestleMania 41. While we don't want Stratton to lose her WWE Championship to the Queen, this feud could cement Stratton's status as a main eventer, not only due to both ladies' in-ring work, but in showing the many dimensions to Tiffany's character. Number 4, Jey Uso is over with the WWE Universe. Jey Uso has achieved the rarefied air of babyfaces Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Something Jey naysayers need to recognize, and dare we say acknowledge. A main event Jey is a multi-talented performer whose popularity alone justifies his push, but as he's shown every time he wrestles, there's more than a four-worded catchphrase to his act. Number 5, solid elimination.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Tiffy and Jay and stuff like that. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. I feel like it's gonna be a very good feud. Hopefully, when they had a WrestleMania match, Tiffany Stratton, even though she's 100% probably gonna lose that title if she faces Charlotte Flair, that's just a downright fact for real. It makes Tiffany, like WrestleMania said, makes her look like a superstar. That's the main thing. Even though she loses the title, she can still be solidified herself as the main event wrestler for the women's division. Same thing with Jay. Jay is over, and whoever he faces, I know it's probably gonna end up being Gunther, but main event Jey Uso is really here now, for real. It ain't just no shirts, no catchphrases, or nothing, but he's here, and he's pretty much the most over babyface in wrestling right now. I feel like he has kind of taken Cody Rhodes' spot as the top babyface for real. So for right now, so we're gonna see how things work out, but looking good for both Jay, and sadly Tiffany gonna lose her title, but I feel like she's gonna get elevated to that main event status. So
Chamber qualifier. A Jimmy Uso vs LA Knight vs Drew McIntyre was a predictable but solid match that built up anticipation for first March's Elimination Chamber and solidified Drew's status as a viable world contender, and the Street Profits are back. And the Street Profits' fiery promo was perfect, as it justified, at least in Ford and Dawkins' mind, they were in the right for the Royal Rumble and put the entire tag team division on notice to watch out. But that
Yeah. The Elimination Chamber match, good. I knew Drew was gonna win. Jimmy and LA Knight. I had a feeling they weren't gonna win, but Drew being in the Elimination Chamber, that was just it was predictable, but still a very good triple threat match for qualify for Elimination Chamber. The Street Profits, though, that's what I want to talk about for a second. It's about dang time they turned them heel. I know they turned them heel with Bobby Lashley a little bit for like 1 or 2 weeks, but that didn't work out. But I can't thank WWE see how the Hurt Syndicate is doing in AEW. I could be wrong. It's just my theory. And they were like, okay, we need to turn Street Profits heel. And it's a justified heel turn. It wasn't nothing crazy. They were screwed. So, and I'm liking Montez's grill and all that stuff, and Angelo Dawkins with the aggression and stuff like that. That's what we need from Street Profits, man. For real, for real. I'm happy for it.
was a good. What about the bad? Is number one, did we need Carmelo versus Tozawa? Now there's filler on SmackDown with the occasional backstage advertisements and unnecessary promos, but did we really need Carmelo versus Tozawa? This match was meaningless despite WWE's efforts to build off Hayes taking Tozawa out at the Rumble. Number two, no interview for Bliss after.
Yeah, I have nothing to say. Tozawa was just pretty much like, if you guys been watching my SmackDown versus Raw 2010, I'm gonna plug that anyway. But kind of like how he sent Tito Morella, man. So I hate it, but it was feeling like it was a waste of both of them talents' time. They got TV time, but Carmelo, he deserves a lot better. I know he's been on TV a lot every week, but I mean, he needs to start getting a meaningful feud for real, for real.
After a 2-year absence? Alexa Bliss has gone from the WWE for 2 years, so why didn't WWE give her any microphone time? SmackDown is a 3-hour show, and cutting Hayes versus Tozawa could have given Bliss time to reconnect with her fans with a decent promo. Well, at least we got a match, right? Number 3, WWE commercial breaks are poorly timed. WWE needs to work on the timing of its commercial breaks, as they now seem to routinely cut to commercial during matches, sapping the show's momentum and depriving fans of quality matches. WWE has been doing this long enough, so it should know how to handle things by now. And Solo vs. Cody, the sequel, part 300. Now, do we really need another feud between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa? Sikoa's early program with Cody was a bit of a disappointment, and there's no reason to think that they should revisit this anytime soon. However, judging from SmackDown, WWE have certainly reignited this.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, what is with them just keep trying to do Solo and Cody? This is like freaking like a million times, like he said. Like, Cody Rhodes has more than enough people on that roster so he can feud with at Elimination Chamber if he has a match at Elimination Chamber. But I mean, come on. I mean, to be honest with you, Solo and Jacob and the Tongan twin, whenever the other one get back, or whatever, they need to be starting to do that storyline. But I don't know. I'm just kind of tired of seeing Cody versus Solo, man. It's Solo had so many opportunities, it don't make no sense, and he always let it down. So hopefully, whatever they get through with this program, this is it for Solo for a little bit, and he can move on again. Clapped up about Jacob Fought 2 or something like that. But man, I tell you.
That was nothing downright ugly. SmackDown was a mixed bag, especially for being a post-Rumble episode.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Blue Brand last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Our first story is huge. Our first story looks at mass WWE releases. Now, our top news story concerns a new set of releases by WWE, as Fightful Select is reporting that WWE decided on the releases when SmackDown went to air. The following superstars will no longer be in the promotion: Akman Razat of Authors of Pain, Paul Ellering, Blair Davenport, Cedric Alexander, and Sonya Deville. It also seems that WWE have added a 6th superstar released by WWE, as now Isla Dawn has confirmed that she has been released by WWE. Isla Dawn made the news public via her Instagram, saying on a story, "Here for a good time, not a long time. See you in 90." But in other breaking news, after the news of Illa Dawn being released by WWE, it hasn't stopped there, as Fightful Select also confirmed that Giovanni Vinci has been released by the WWE. Now this was just a travesty for Vinci, as he was literally buried on his return, and now he's been released. But it still doesn't stop there, as Fightful Select has also confirmed that the Good Brothers have been released by WWE.
Oh, wow.
What are the reasons behind these releases? Well,
Man, wow. I did not know that. That's crazy. All these guys got released. Vinci just got screwed. Just straight up, for real, for real. Carl Anderson and Good Brothers, they can find work. They can go to TNA, AEW like that and be good for real, for real. But Isla Dawn, she'll be fine. Blair Davenport, she'll be fine. Cedric Alexander, after that 90 days up, bro, go to AEW, join the Hurt Syndicate. You know, you was part of the original Hurt business, and Ricochet started crashing out, and the Hurt Syndicate didn't really want him for real. Hey, you can pick up right there, man. Be that third person for real, and then you guys, whenever they drop the tag team titles, they can go out to trio championship if AEW still has that or not. But Sonya Deville as well. She needs to go to TNA. She would do good in TNA for real, for real. I feel like that would be a good avenue for her, and she can help rebuild herself because she had a lot of untapped potential and stuff. But I got a video I'm gonna make about the other two members of Pure Fusion Collective, crazy name, and what this means for them and what they can actually do for real, for real. So it's just crazy to see these releases, man. I tell you.
the WWE's latest releases aren't a surprise because fans have repeatedly seen the promotion release talent at different times during the year. As with past releases, there are general and specific reasons. The general reasons are what fans have seen countless times, of WWE cutting its budget and trimming the fat from a bloated roster. TKO Holdings is constantly looking for ways to cut costs, something fans have seen with the company releasing employees ever since WWE merged with Endeavor. As we've suggested in past videos, the WWE roster is so big that talent releases are inevitable, and there's no reason to justify maintaining such an extensive roster of rarely used wrestlers backstage. When you look at WWE's talent roster and consider how infrequently talent are used, it's surprising there actually haven't been more releases recently. And these cuts, while unfortunate, are likely seen as a way of opening the door for NXT talent to jump to the main roster, while the WWE trains and evaluates the many potential superstars working their way through the Performance Center, and of course future stars in the WWE ID program looking to get brought into the WWE. Now it's important to distinguish between WWE releasing talent and WWE opting not to renew talent's contracts, something recently seen with Baron Corbin. Fightful Select is reporting on the reasons behind each wrestler's release as number 1, Sonya Deville. As in Deville's case, WWE chose not to renew her option, and Fightful reports Sonya will be a free agent soon. Deville was off WWE television for a significant period after tearing her ACL in 2023. She returned, eventually joining Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark in the Pure Fusion Collective. Number 2, AOP. Akam and Razor returned to WWE, joining manager Paul Ellering in Karrion Kross's Final Testament. A rumor has it that the two may have had backstage heat, which played a role into their exit. According to Fightful, AOP came into WWE with a bit of heat throughout the industry due to some of their outside projects, one of which saw a few people in wrestling put money in and they were upset they didn't get it back. One person in WWE said that that could be the reason they were put with Karrion Kross, who is generally well liked. AOP had been adamant that Paul Ellering joined the group with them when they were re-signed. They were actually under a contract a number of months before reappearing. Many in the company saw it as a rough omen when they were hardly on TV with Kross. There were no creative plans for AOP and Ellering following the Wyatts. Number 3.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry to pause, guy, but I didn't know they had that kind of heat. And see, that just proves how good Karrion Kross is backstage. So they had to put him with Karrion Kross so they can, have some of the heat die down, and Karrion Kross can kind of help them out a little bit. So shout out to Karrion Kross. Didn't really matter because they got released, but yeah, man, that's crazy.
3. Paul Ellering. Paul Ellering's return with AOP was well received by fans who enjoyed watching Ellering guide the team during its time in NXT. One rumor is that AOP asked for Ellering to be brought back when WWE asked the team to return. With AOP gone, WWE likely felt it did not need precious Paul Ellering anymore. Number 4, Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport's release was a big disappointment for her fans who'd hoped her 2024 call-up to SmackDown would actually lead to big things. It didn't, and like several other superstars who were leaving, WWE claims it had no plans for her. In fact, she only had about 4 matches on SmackDown before a release. Now, Davenport is only 28, and there's already talk she'll be hired once her non-compete clause expires. Number 5, Cedric Alexander. Cedric is another WWE superstar who's been missing in action from television. With WWE having no plans for him for years, rumor has it that AEW's Hurt Syndicate are already asking Tony Khan to bring Cedric in so he can join AEW's version of the Hurt Business.
See, I just said that. It's literally like a perfect storm for real. This little hole right here where Bobby Lashley is gonna put Cedric Alexander right there, man. Man, that's like a perfect thing for them. So,
however, he will have to wait the 90-day no-compete clause. Well, it seems that talent was actually caught off guard, as Dr. Chris Featherstone recently reported on Twitter that I've been informed that some WWE talent were quote-unquote caught off guard from the latest string of releases, especially since most of them were recently on television or scheduled to receive more exposure. Oh, wow. Are you guys surprised by these releases? Let us know in the comments down below. We're all wishing them the best though. Next up.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know Vince and them used to do that, but you guys got to remember, I know we love WWE for the stories and all this stuff, but it's still a business. And now that TKO owns WWE, if they wants to trim fat, hey, they got to trim fat, man. No, it's a business. Business first for anything, man. So all these superstars that got released, I know it may seem bad, but they'll be all right. If Flop Dollar can go in TNA and whatever he wrestles at and be a champion and stuff, shout out to Flop Dollar, by the way, Top Dollar, man. But they'll be good. So, like I always say, go to the indies, reinvent yourself, and come back. Look at Toni Storm. She just reinvented herself to one of the best gimmicks in AEW right now, man. So, Nick Nemeth, Baron Corbin, all these guys, man. So, it just takes time and just gives them more motivation to get going back into wrestling, drive them forward and stuff.
AEW fires a wrestler after arrest. Now please note that this following story may trigger survivors of domestic abuse, so please skip to our next story if that is the case. Now in other release news, AEW has parted ways with longtime AEW star Bear Boulder, aka Thomas Wansaw. Unlike the WWE releases, there's a significant reason for Boulder's release, as Fightful select Sean Ross Sapp is reporting that Bear Boulder has been fired by AEW. The company learned that he'd been arrested for battery by strangulation in January and cut him from the company. According to Newsweek, Wansaw was arrested on January 13th, 2025. The victim has been identified as his fiancée. Boulder worked in the team The Iron Savages, and his court case is still pending. Next up is WWE looking.
I'm not going to talk too much about that, but that's a justified release, so hope she's all right and everything works out for her, but that's just crazy.
For big things for Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's move to SmackDown is official, and if the rumors are true, WWE has big things planned for the Scottish Warrior. The Observer discussed WWE's plans for Drew, noting McIntyre will work a program with Damian Priest that leads to a WrestleMania match, but that's just the beginning though. As according to the Observer, there's also a plan right now to get to Rhodes vs McIntyre, which was scheduled for 2023 before Rhodes ended up not winning the title that year. They added that WWE originally wanted to run a Drew vs Cody Rhodes program in 2023, but WWE's decision to wait another year before putting the Undisputed Championship on Cody Rhodes managed to nix these plans. Next up is Alexa Bliss joining the Wyatt.
Yeah, I'm sorry to pause again. A lot of good information in this for real. Let's be honest. Drew on SmackDown is about to be very good. It's a breath of fresh air. Cody Rhodes, Jimmy Uso, LA Knight, Damian Priest, which he's probably gonna have a program with at WrestleMania. The Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, whatever they decide to do that. The main one though is the OTC. Roman Reigns. We need a feud between these two. It ain't gotta be no titles involved, ain't gotta be nothing involved like that. Just straight hate and stuff like that. So it needs to be going on with them two for real. Can't wait for this year. With Drew being on SmackDown, I'm really looking forward to it for real.
6. Now is Alexa Bliss gonna join the Wyatt Six? As Bliss, who had a popular run as Bray Wyatt, aka the Fiend's devil doll until she turned on him, appears to be headed for a new pairing, this time with Uncle Howdy's cadre of creeps, the Wyatt Six. Fans saw a hint of things to come as there were video glitches during Bliss's bout with Candice LeRae, glitches that fans associate with the Wyatt Six. The move, while not unexpected, is sure to please fans who were hoping for Little Miss Bliss to rejoin the faction when she returned from maternity leave. But let's also put a hint in her Lily doll, as the eye has a number 6 in it.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Let me go back a little bit. Yeah, you guys can see it right there. I didn't know that. That's crazy, man. The foreshadowing is wild, man. But um, that's a foregone conclusion. I feel like when she come back and I saw that Lily doll at the Royal Rumble, I was like, yeah, she's gonna join the Y6, and it's gonna be a very interesting to see how they do that for real, man. So maybe her and Nikki Cross can go after the tag team championships and be tag team champions and stuff. But I'm really looking forward to how that story interacts and stuff. And when I saw the glitches, I was like, yeah, it's coming to pass for real, for real. So I'm looking forward to that. Another one of SmackDown stories I'm looking forward to.
Next up, Rey Fenix updates fans on his contract status. Penta El Zero is in the midst of a successful run in WWE following his January debut, but when can fans expect to see his brother Rey Fenix in WWE? While we haven't heard specifics, Phoenix recently updated fans during an interview saying, yeah, basically I'm still under contract with an additional extension. I'm waiting to be used, to be called to work, or to have my situation clarified a little more. AEW hasn't used Phoenix in months, leading to growing frustration as he made it clear he wanted AEW to release him, and the company added time to his contract as a result of time missed due to injuries, which WWE also does to their contracted talent. Phoenix revealed that he'd be staying in shape during his time off and also worked on fulfilling personal goals. I'm doing personal projects like buying my house and a future for my children, but I could have had the option of continuing to work every weekend, but nobody stays in a place where they're not wanted. With AEW showing no signs of releasing Phoenix, it may be a while before WWE fans see the Lucha Brothers together in WWE. Nick?
Yeah, I'm about to talk about this man right here that just popped up on the screen. I'm fine with him not being here right now. I hope he gets out of his contract, but let's be honest. I want Penta to go on a singles run for a little bit. I need him to do his thing on a singles run and he'll be the person to beat Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship, man. So I don't want. I like Ray Phoenix a lot. I really like his in ring work, and him and Penta as a tag team is great. But I kind of want Penta to do his own little thing for a little bit, at least for this year. So we'll see.
Next up, Penta talks his WWE dream matches. Now, speaking of Ray's brother, which WWE superstars would Penta El Zero like to work with? While there are many potential great matches between Penta and WWE talent, El Zero gave Chris Van Vliet his wish list of opponents, and they include John Cena, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, and a special one as Finn Balor. Now, every one of these matches sound like an instant classic, but what's missing is a dream match with Rey Mysterio. Yeah, Penta's already faced Mysterio in Lucha Underground, but you'd think you'd want to revisit the match in WWE. Next up,
Yeah, that let's go back right quick. Okay. Yeah, this list is fire. That Seth Rollins and Jacob Fatu one and Braun Breaker one. Oh man, we eat for real. And heck, even Roman for real. So, man, I'm looking forward to that for real. That's gonna be very interesting. Uh,
Nikki Bella's reason for returning to WWE. And last but not least, Nikki Bella's Royal Rumble was a well-received surprise, and according to WrestleVotes, a well-received one with WWE management. Now one half of the Bella twins is revealing why she returned to WWE. You know, it's funny because Brie and I, for a while, we were just, once you're a wrestler, you're always a wrestler. You always crave getting back in. That's why we always make comebacks, right? Nikki, who seemed to distance herself from WWE at one point, told Access Hollywood more about her motivation to return. But I was just really yearning for it. You know, when you're in that ring, you find so much more of your empowerment, strength, and confidence, things like that. Things that I was really craving and yearning for myself, especially in my new era. And it's like I need Nikki Bella to help me put the pieces back together, you know what I mean? Yeah, getting my Bella back. Now, whilst this is purely speculation, returning to the familiar surroundings of WWE may have been therapeutic for Nikki, whose 2024 saw her embroiled in a divorce proceeding with Artem Chignivstev. Whatever the case, Nikki's return has fans buzzing and also talking of her sister Brie joining the WWE very shortly. But there you have it, folks, our look at SmackDown as well as
yeah, it was good to see her as a surprise. Good to see Nikki Bella again, but I'm glad she's trying to make her appearance again. But do you guys think she would do good in this current WWE women's division? Because this women's division, main roster, especially NXT, Lord have mercy, NXT, is great down there, physically and ring wise. If you guys know what I mean, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, man, she come back. She came. I really had AJ Lee. I know I keep everybody keeps saying she gonna come back, but I really love would have loved to have her there. But that's the end of the video, guys. Shout out to Wrestlelamia as always. Link to the original video will be down below. You guys go check them out and tell them X Factor 27 sent you. So you have a good have you guys have a good day. X Factor out.